Yo, welcome back to the channel. Different change of scenery around here, as you can see. I'm inside the house instead of outside in the backyard usually. But it's been a while since I made a video like this for an update. If you've been following the channel for a while, there was a video I made where I was talking about my journey with my sobriety with weed, cannabis, that sort of thing. I made that video, I did an update, I think, a couple months ago, maybe even more than half a year ago. And I'm happy to say today is a little over 9 months. And just wanted to come on to here and talk about my experiences with this journey so far. It's kind of crazy how much things have changed while also at the same time they haven't in regards to who I am. It's more so substances don't make you and like become your identity, but you also don't want it to consume you. Whether it's, for me, it was edibles, smoking joints, and just kind of getting fat and eating a lot of food and feeling like utter shit. Garbage. And hey, this is not even to hate on people that do this kind of thing. I'm just sharing my personal experiences with how this stuff affected me. And maybe someone out there who's struggling through this shit, just know there is hope. You can always drop something. Anyone who clarifies or identifies themselves as I am an addict is just a horrible way to go about it. So that's going to be your identity. Think about that. I'm an addict. Why can't you be something else? That's like saying I'm a I don't know. I'm a lazy bum. Like, is that going to really help you? Maybe you are. Who's to say you aren't? I don't know. I'm just some fucking guy here talking to this camera, phone, making a video here. But sobriety has changed how I felt or feel about myself and really helps towards self-discovery and building discipline and knowing how far you can get with doing something that's not easy. I'm not going to say this is the most Herculean task of my life and every day it was a struggle, but I think it was something as simple as, for me, going out of my way to drive to the dispensary, taking out my ID, waiting in line, going for it, that was easy to cut. Honestly, I don't think that was the hard part. It was more the cravings or how I felt with food when I would take edibles or smoke joints and the feelings I would get. And once you stop relying on outside things to derive pleasure or joy from, there's a sense of freedom from there. You're not latched onto this outside force that just sucks the life out of you and takes the energy out of you that you want to divert to other things in your life that matter to you. For me, the gym just took an utter hit. I was lazy. I slacked off. I let myself go. Poor self-image, poor self-confidence. I had mad anxiety. Every time I smoked, I would just think too much and I would create my own personal hell. And honestly, I don't know why I did it for so long. I think part of me was like, well, the trade-off is I can feel good while eating food and it's nice to play video games with friends high and you get to be more present and stoned out of your mind and enjoying the things you like. But after a while, it gets old. It gets old and you just start to, maybe you need more to feel that same high. And it's just like the classic, the more you have of something, the more you do want it. And you're chasing the dragon. Another cliche saying, but it's so true. You just never will catch that same high or feeling you once had on something. And who's to say if I'll ever go back to weed? I think I would be a hypocrite to say that I've been tempted multiple times. Recently, this last weekend, I was going to eat Korean barbecue with friends, and a friend offered me an edible, and I was like, I don't know. It's been about 9 months. Maybe I'd have a grip on this thing, and what's the point? But I feel like if I broke that, I'm the kind of person that I just let that snowball, and before you know it, I'm back in that old loop. And it's crazy. Ever since I stopped this, the gym has been taking great amounts of energy that I want to divert into it and building a body I'm proud of and having fitness and just a body I'm really proud of through hard work and dedication, as well as, finding other reading, playing games without being stoned, watching movies, trying to learn more things. One thing I've been doing lately is learning more Italian. I'm about 73 days in a row with Duolingo, and hell no, you become very. I think the scary part with weed that is a big killer was the complacency, just being okay with how things are. In a philosophical sense, you do have everything you need, but once you have it like a substance affecting how you feel about things being okay, but deep down, if you were sober, you're not, I think that's a horrible place to be with, because your heart is in a different mindset than your brain or how you're feeling right now. And that disconnect is going to fuck you up deep in your soul, as it did for me. I just felt this uneasiness. It was last year around 4th of July. We were at a friend's 4th of July party, and I felt very unattractive, anxious, unconfident, just not good about myself. And this was all when smoking weed, and it served its purpose in my life for a couple years during a little after the pandemic, but I felt like I could see all I wanted from it at this point in my life and the things I want to do. And I'm saving a lot more money. I would spend about $200+ a visit, and that was every 2 weeks. God forbid, multiple visits. I think back on it now, and I don't really have regret. But to people out here watching this, you will save a lot of money, and I think mental peace, and you will just feel more in control of your life in the decisions you make, because anything you do is going to be a reflection of yourself. Because right now, in this present moment, is all you got. Whatever you did yesterday, who gives a fuck now? And whatever it is in the future, that doesn't exist. As far as I could tell, the biggest earthquake ever could hit California, and this house falls to shit. It's very morbid, but I think it kind of centers you in a way where you just have a sense of urgency, but not to the point where you're panicking, but more like you're more grateful for the life you have, the things that are in it, and trying to find peace and a sense of calmness. That's probably not the right word there, but I think a sense of direction is what I want to say there. And I don't think I would have gone to this mindset with sobriety. Heck, even this YouTube channel, there's no way I would have been as uploading as much as I want to on here. I probably would have been more in my head. I would have let go. I don't think I would have talked about the same topics. Just a lot of things could have really gone wrong for me if I wasn't on this. And it's very interesting to reflect now, given that I see a bunch of my friends still do it. And sometimes I feel left out. Sometimes I'm not fitting in. And I'm like, is this how it feels to be sober? But you got to go to your own values and what you believe is right, and not be be swayed by outside factors that could change the course of your life and who you are fundamentally. It's like people that want to... I have huge respect for people that are abstinent from sex as just like a side talk. I think also with going sober, it's helped me better control my lustful urges. However, sometimes I think it's human. That's still a big thing I'm trying to control on and get a handle on, at least. Because with young men especially, I think that's a big issue nowadays with porn and online content and just the amount of stuff out there. Like half the internet is just filled with this crap. And if you're stoned, you're honestly, once you're stoned, everything, you're getting the alcohol, the porn, online content, just totally going to degeneracy city and just being a, I don't know, piece of shit. Because one, it's like, is there anything admirable of doing that? I never felt like I was doing anything noble on it. I didn't feel at times I was self-hating, but when I look back, I'm like, okay, I definitely wasn't in the right mindset for certain things, and I strayed away from a lot of situations that if I was sober, I probably would have done or at least given a shot, but I let my social anxiety and mind racing with the chemicals and the anxiety I felt from the weed and how it personally affected me. Some people, they can just be totally chill on it and never affected. I guess they're the lucky ones. I don't know here, but for me, just didn't work for my life and my predisposition to how these substances messed with me. And I would just not feel like myself, or it just felt uncomfortable down the road. And it's nice to look back and think, okay, I think this was a great decision. Maybe I'll make another video for another update with this. I personally don't know. I try not to count the days. I think today I just randomly checked and I was like, wow, it's been kind of a while since an update. And I remember making a video back that a good amount of people wanted to comment and share their thoughts on. And I think it's a fascinating topic to talk about because I think it's one of the best things you can do for yourself, to at least try and see how long you could do it, to see, hey, do I have the self-control? How long can I do this? And if I do fall off, can I get right back on, or am I going to spiral down and give up? It's better to try and fail than to never try at all and live with regret. That's one thing in my life I don't want to live with. As minimally as humanly possible is regret. Because regret is an awful feeling. Regret is probably one of the scariest emotions I can feel besides fear. Fear I've gone a little bit better with, but there's definitely some things that fear has dictated in my life that I hope moving forward I don't let influence as much as I do. But there's been times in the past where I regret not going out to a social event because I felt short, ugly, uninteresting, not cool, just all this negative stuff that I thought of these things while I was stoned or high or just perpetually daily consuming it. There was a time where I probably was like perma high for like a year, every day doing it, not even taking a break. And when you're just in that state of not having self-control on yourself, it can bring you to a dark place where you just feel maybe you dissociate from yourself, or just really negative crap that you don't want in your life. So that's pretty much it. Pretty much everything I had to say on that. Thanks for listening to this topic. It's been a while since I updated on this, but I felt it was important to talk about, and maybe someone out there can find some value into this in their own journey with sobriety and the ups and downs with things. And it doesn't even have to be weed. I think you can use these same principles in how you feel with alcohol as well, and hopefully drugs. Luckily, I was never really addicted to drugs. I guess the only drug is what? Weed, right? Or cannabis, but like hard drugs. But whatever you are addicted to, hopefully you can find some strength in this video and we can all be better humans and try to live life a little more raw and with gusto, right? And just going through life with some energy that comes from within, whether it's through a good diet, good sleep schedule, great community, great friends, great hobbies, stuff that motivates you and you become excited about life, whether instead of draining the life energy out of you and just making life not that fun. We're not here for a long time, but I think while we're here, let's try to make the best of it. I know times right now aren't the best, but what are you going to do about it? You're going to moan and groan and just wallow in, or try to take things into your own hands and see what you can do that's in your power to do. And I think sobriety is one of the great things that we can all strive to be, and leads to more pros and cons. So with that, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video. Deuces.